Welcome, seekers, to your August 6th daily energy tarot reading. This is going to be a reading to find the energies, the worldly energies that are going to be surrounding you for this day, August 6th. And we're going to try and see how you can best navigate through this energy so that you can have a successful, productive, just happy-filled day, right? Joyful filled day. So we're going to go ahead and get started with some tarot. First, I want to talk about my deck, the deck that I'm going to be using today. This is from the Tarot Apocalypses by Kim Huggins, Eric C. Dunn, and Kim Huggins. I mean, take a look at this hard-covered book. This is what I use to learn tarot. And, I don't use it enough for some reason, but the artwork and the symbolism, just everything associated with this book is awesome. As you can see, the book is worn out. But I got to tell you, this is truly a wonderful deck. I know that you seekers are going to enjoy it and learn a lot from it. So I have included the link below if you seekers are interested in it. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Again, August 6th, daily energy tarot reading. Let's go ahead and see what are the worldly energies that are going to be surrounding you seekers for this day. Let's take a look. All right, this is interesting. This is very interesting. So we've got the Sun here, we've got the Four of Wands upright, and we've got the King of Swords upright. So it seems like for this day, people are in some ways focusing on their work, focusing on their careers, focusing on what they need to get done. So we've got here the King of Swords. In this tarot deck, the King of Swords is Odin, the great and powerful Odin, right? The All-Father. And, the All-Father is essentially a representation of logic, a representation of knowledge. The All-Father gave his eye for knowledge. And so it's almost like if people for this day are just going to be very motivated to get things done, to solve problems. So, think of the executive that's constantly thinking of what should I fix today? What needs fixing? What needs from my attention? What have I left undone and needs to get done today? So the King of Swords isn't worried or occupied about anyone's emotional state. The King of Swords just really wants to get things done. This is a very kind of logical conclusion to everything with this King of Swords. Which leads to a little bit of unhappiness. I feel like, with the Sun card here reversed, as you seekers probably know, the Sun is the ultimate beacon of happiness, joy, contentment, feeling like you can do anything, right? This is the ultimate source of power. So with the Sun showing up reversed, it tells me that people are in some ways a little exhausted. Maybe they've been overworked, potentially, so people are just going to be a little bit drained of energy. They've definitely given everything that they've had, and now it's like they feel drained, depleted. So there's a very depleted kind of energy going around with people, a little bit of exhaustion going on, somewhat unhappiness as well with this Sun reversed. But ultimately, people are still, their mind is still active, even though energetically, even though their motivation is down, their happiness is down, they've been drained and zapped of their energy, they are still working. Their mind is active, trying to figure out a solution, trying to figure out a way to potentially, get things done. If this is like a person that essentially goes out into the world, knows that they need to fix this, fix that, in order to make sure that their home is as adequate as it needs to be financially, mostly, so with the Four of Wands, we get a sense of that home, we get a sense of that kind of environment kind of energy. It's like, with the Four of Wands, what you have here is a person that has worked diligently in order to make sure that their home is well taken care of, to make sure that everything is just as it needs to be. So what we have here with this Four of Wands is, in the background, you can hardly see it, but that's the Nile. And so in that Nile, what you have is growing vegetation. And what that means is that at this moment, this this person has worked very hard, very diligently, in order to make sure that everything around them is as it needs to be. So there's an energy here of almost being bathed and being adorned by the gods and also humanity, because of this king's hard work and efforts and all of the things that this king has had to do to kind of accomplish what they've accomplished. So, it is Friday, right? August 6th is Friday. So I get this feeling that people are just coming towards the end of the week, tired, right? There's this energy of just being tired. There's an energy of just feeling a bit they really don't want to admit to themselves that they are tired. It's almost like if they want to keep going and they want to feel like, okay, yes, I can do more. And I think that the feeling comes from knowing that they did everything. They laid it all out on the line. They worked hard for the week. They got things done. They solved problems that needed to be solved with this King of Swords. And now they get to, in some ways, rest and replenish their energies. But just be very wary of this Sun card here, right? Because the Sun card is a very powerful indication. It is a major arcana, so it's a powerful indication that this person at their core, the worldly energies at its core, it's just depleted of energy. So, normally whenever you run into people like that, you can't expect too much from them in return. You can't expect for them to yield to your every desires. You can't expect for them to say yes immediately. So just be very wary of that. The fact that people are depleted, people need to build up that energy in order to keep going. And so, for others, I feel like there's this energy of productivity, and that productivity is carrying them for this day as well. So very interesting. Let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards and see how you can best navigate through this energy. We're going to let the oracle cards speak to us, and we're going to start with the Self-Love by Janet Shu. And we're going to let the oracle cards give us a little advice on how to best navigate this energy and what we should be doing for this day collectively. Let's take a look. Co-create. All right. So there's an energy of creation going around. So the message here with this oracle card is working with others creates new possibilities. Cooperative relationships lead to greater growth. Beautiful. All right. So this is interesting, right? Because we do see here the energy of the King of Swords and the Four of Wands. We have an energy of finding situations or finding problems or having ideas that are going to essentially get you forward or move you forward in some kind of space, So there is definitely the desire to get things done. There's a desire to manifest greatness. There's a desire to be comfortable, even though there's an energy of I'm depleted, I'm tired, the energy has been taken from me. There's this will, right? There's this strong will for greatness. There's this strong will for success. So you can actually tap into that energy. That's why we have this co-create here. Working with others creates new possibilities. Cooperative relationships lead to greater growth. So that's interesting, right? That is very interesting. Essentially, the advice is to tap into this energy, tap into that will-like energy that says, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue forward. I'm going to be successful. Watch me roar. It's out there. So tap into that if you can. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card, an elemental oracle. I don't use these enough, but it is definitely a beautiful oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco. So the elemental oracle, let's see what the elementals are for this day, and see if they have any advice for you, my beautiful seekers. There's a fruit fly that keeps on flying around. I've been buying a bunch of fruit. All right, so here we are. West, completion. All right, so that is definitely a beautiful card, and it's definitely a good representer for the energies that I'm seeing here in front, right? Completion, West. And so it's almost like if people are searching for that piece, right, for that puzzle piece, so that they can just go ahead and complete some kind of work, some kind of great work or project. So this energy is interesting. This energy is very, very interesting. Since people are searching for that piece of that puzzle, the piece of that puzzle can be for anything. It can be for fun, right? People are looking for others to go out and have fun. People are looking for others to essentially work on some kind of project and be successful at that project. And so that missing piece is what the King of Swords is trying to find. That missing piece is what the Four of Wands is striving to get. So there's this final piece that's missing to complete this puzzle. And so, what this means is, we go back to co-create. It means that you can work with people on this day to find the solution to a problem, to actually find that solution and to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or bring into this world. So very interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Magic of the Unicorns. And we're going to see what the Magic of the Unicorns have to tell us. This is one of the newer Oracle cards. Let's go ahead and shuffle. And throw. Alright, so we've got Magical Crystal Cave. Alright, switch on your inner light. Bring forward your gifts. Beautiful. So, with this card, you are being told to, essentially just be that extra energy that's needed for this day. If you can possibly tap into the sun energy here and switch on your light, switch on that energy, and essentially dig very deep inside. You can create something. If you are working in a group, if you are working with other people, if you are essentially just trying to be something for your family or trying to create something in your family unit, this day is very auspicious for you to actually bring that into your space. So definitely bring forward your gifts. If there's someone who you are trying to work with, or maybe you are already working with this person, you can be that motivator. You can be that switch. You can be that energy that's needed in order to complete a project, in order to be that last piece of that puzzle. So very interesting. There's definitely, I feel like, the worldly energies for this day are a worldly energy of completion. Now, completion can look very different to many different people. It can, completion for some people can be, okay, after a long week of hard work, let's go ahead and get the group together. Let's get some friends together. Let's go out and have a little fun, because this is what's going to essentially keep us going, right, for next week. That's a part of the process. Having fun, playing, tapping into that inner child is important. It's needed. So for some of you, that's what essentially is needed, and you're going to have to be that spark that brings the group together and gets things going. For others, this is more career-based, right? We have the King of Swords, so we are talking about career, jobs. We're talking about the upholding of society and new ideas that keep society moving forward. So definitely for some of you, this is very career-based. You can be that that difference in your group, in your with your co-workers, with your team. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some more cards. We're going to see what the Lover's Oracle has to offer us. So, I throw one Lover's Oracle with every reading. Sometimes I forget. But with the Lover's Oracle is important because a lot of you guys want to know about, love, advice with love for this day. So we're going to go ahead and throw one Lover's Oracle card, and we're going to see what the message is for this day, shall we? Alright, so we have got this Lover's Oracle card, and the message here is, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Wow. So, very interesting message here from the Lover's Oracle. Essentially what you are being told is that it's time to essentially live right now. It's time to build memories, right? It's time to build these memories. So when it comes to love, if you are in a relationship right now, it's essentially for this day, the energies, the worldly energies are going to lend themselves for building memories. This could be going out somewhere, experiencing something new, making this day special, right? That might be that piece of the puzzle that we're talking about here. So Memories are very important. You can build those memories for this day. Now, for those of you that don't actually have a significant other, but have friends, you have loved ones, it's important for you to invest a little time in them, give them a little more, build some memories, and that's just going to be something that's going to, essentially spark something in this family and in you and in them, and it's going to help you. It's going to help everyone. So it's important to tap into that. Let's go ahead and keep this going. We're going to throw a card from the angelic realm. We're going to use the Archangel Oracle cards, and we're just going to let these archangels tell us what would be the best thing to do for this day. So, archangels, what messages do you have for us? Okay, we've got Archangel Raphael. Interesting. Archangel Raphael says, see with enlightened eyes, open to abundance. All right, this is very, very, very interesting, right? See with enlightened eyes, open to abundance. So the message from the angelic realm is everything is just rotating around you. All you have to do is really just grab it. Right, it's gravitating in your space. Just grab it. We already have this Four of Wands energy here, right? Which essentially what you see here is a representation of the gods just showering you with blessings, right? All you have to do is just receive it, be open to it. You've worked hard, you've worked diligently. Things are manifesting for you in a very positive, beautiful way. But you have to do your part to actually grab it, grab that piece of that puzzle, right? That is being offered to you. All right. So that brings us to the very end of this reading. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Bye-bye.